Hi, fintech enthusiasts and crypto enthusiasts. I'm Mirela Ciobanu, lead editor with the Paypers, and I'm happy to be having a discussion on the future of crypto with Svetlana Sailer from Kraken here at Money Motion 2025. Hi, Svetlana. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm curious because I did a bit of investigative work, and I noticed that you also worked in the, let's say, traditional banking space.
Yeah.
When did you first encounter, and now you are shifting to crypto, when did you first encounter crypto, and what inspired you to be part of this movement?
Yeah, good question. So you're right. I spent some time, over a decade, in traditional finance. So I was working in large financial institutions like Gazprom Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, Société Générale. But, I realized at some point that something was missing. And my strength lies in innovation, in discovering something new. And I think this mindset led me to crypto, which I discovered 10 years ago in 2015. First, I was passionate about the technology behind. I was really flashed by this. I educated myself. My peers, friends, some were skeptical, some were just didn't know that much about this area. I really read about this, dived deeper into this topic. 3 years ago, I decided to make the shift. So I jumped into the cold water from traditional finance safe haven into the unknown new field of crypto. And you know what? It has been a really interesting, fast-paced ride since then, but it was worth it. So I'm pretty excited about what's coming next, and I'm staying here for now.
Yeah. We are going to talk about the excitement, but now I'm a bit curious because you mentioned you educated yourself and read a lot. Do you have any recommendations, or what sources should people go to learn more about this space? I mean, from your experience.
Yeah, nowadays we have a lot of tools. Back then, I had to find really sources which were reliable. Nowadays, we have ChatGPT. You just can go there and say, explain Bitcoin, explain blockchain, explain protocols, dive deeper. Explain it as basic like for kids. I mean that you start understanding and then you dive deeper. I think that curiosity is what the main reason may be behind searching for more. So if people are curious, they will find a way.
Yeah. We only have 2 questions in the interview so far, and I already feel your excitement and curious mind, and it kind of energizes me, so thank you. And speaking about excitement, what crypto developments do you think they are have the most disruptive potential for the financial industry, and why not beyond going to economy?
If I think about one disruptive crypto event, I would say, or crypto outcome, I would say it's stablecoins. It's like imagine moving value across borders 24/7 instantly without any bank holidays, and there's at cheaper costs than any traditional finance can offer. I think that's really powerful. Probably if we have the right infrastructure and regulations in place, this movement can become the backbone of the new finance. That's, I think, something what is really disruptive for the financial industry.
My next question was what steps should the industry take to make this a reality? But you mentioned we need the infrastructure and the right regulations. But now returning to your role at Kraken and to see more about Kraken's institutional arm, can you share more about it? What are your main clients? What are the products that you are developing?
Kraken has been around for a while, for 12 years. And Kraken Institutional has been developing fast in the past few years. And what's exciting to see that the landscape of the clients has been changing. If we had mostly crypto native funds a few years ago, now we see more traditional corporates, hedge funds, traditional corporates and hedge funds coming into crypto space. Asset managers, family offices. I mean, these clients, they all require what they have in common. They require a reliable partner, regulated partner. They need deep liquidity, and that's exactly what Kraken offers.
Yeah, and in terms of markets, what markets do you serve? I mean, in terms of regions, sizes.
Well, I serve EMEA region clients, institutional clients. So these are mostly large clients, moving larger volumes, trading larger volumes, sophisticated strategies. Those who need additional layer of support, like white glove service, it's exactly what Kraken offers in Kraken Institutional to their clients.
Yeah, and we see, as you mentioned, many traditional making this shift. What do you think is the reason behind this shift into, offering more crypto product solutions like, I don't know, ETFs, custody, and all this?
Yeah. Well, a few years ago, traditional finance banks, corporates, they were still sitting on a waiting mode, seeing what happens. But I think what drives them are first their clients, because their clients demand exposure to crypto. And I was approached by a private banker recently who wants to understand this field a bit more because his clients want an exposure. But on the other side, crypto is not just strategy. It's the technology behind. So how the technology can be implemented, there is wide range of opportunities there, like tokenization of real world assets, or implementing blockchain, private blockchain within the bank, let's say. So these fields are still uncovered. And maybe also it's interesting to see that traditional finance is a bit under pressure. So margins are getting tighter, and crypto opens new doors here. So I think it's the question not if traditional coming into space, but how fast they are coming.
How fast they are coming. In a way, this idea of how fast, it's also dictated, I noticed a bit about sentiment, this fear of missing out, like the banker that you mentioned. And here, when I'm thinking about sentiment, I don't know, my mind goes to the US a bit with the Trump administration, that it kind of influenced the space before actually doing some, I don't know, legislative work. And I'm curious to know how significant do you think is geopolitics in shaping the future of crypto?
Yeah, that's a good question, because actually geopolitics influence this space quite a lot. Because crypto doesn't exist in vacuum, and any governmental decisions or central bank decisions, they influence this field exactly like it does with bonds or equities or other fields, but maybe even more. But what I see is an interesting development. Some countries adopt legislation, like, let's say, Switzerland, Arab Emirates, Hong Kong, because they realize that adopting crypto regulation attracts capital, attracts new smart people. And so they go this path. Others are still waiting on the sideline, see what happens. Other geopolitical fields, like if we think about sanctions, wars, so these leads to the fact that people consider Bitcoin being the store of value because they trust in uncertain times, they trust this technology more. Or I think in general geopolitics they have a huge impact.
Yeah. probably will go to many of these conferences and especially to crypto events. And I'm curious that, I don't know, do you think are there any pressing questions left unanswered or some developments of the industry that, people are not talking enough about? So did you find any of this?
That's a good question, because what I feel that many talks are directed to the latest hypes.
Exactly,
Yeah, price movements, new tokens, maybe even some scandals, everything around that. But I think what I feel, we're missing a big picture here. Actually, what is this technology, what problems can it solve, or where we are heading to with the technology? Let's just think about the opportunity to move funds across borders without any friction instantly, or giving the opportunity to people to own their identity online. Real world assets, tokenization of real world assets. All these things, I think they have the profound nature, and that's what exactly needs to be discussed even more. So the application of the technology itself rather than just the recent hype.
Yeah. And since we mentioned the event, I think that tomorrow you are going to have a talk, right?
Yes, tomorrow.
Yes. Can you give it a sneak peek?
Yeah.
Though the interview will appear after, so it won't be, won't spoil the fun of attending.
Yeah. So we will discuss the adoption through institutions, adoption of crypto through institutions, and how this development is going, was the latest insights, where we are heading to. So be the deeper dive into the topic of institutional adoption.
Oh, that's nice. So I think that for our audience, because many of them are in the B2B area, it will be a feast. So I look forward for continuing our discussions, I don't know, during other events or next year. Thank you, Svetlana, for
Thank you so much.